bit more of a Cupid's bow there, sweetie. A lot of where I learned about sculpting the face, I went to an exhibit about Napoleon at the St. Louis Art Museum, and I looked at a portrait of Napoleon and just stared at it for a very long time, and everyone thought I was strange. But looking at a master sculptor's work and seeing what they observed about the human face as opposed to what I was observing really make a huge difference. I'm losing all the lower lip, but that's fine because I can fix that. It's just about time to start doing the clay additions. Do a little bit of sanding. So far, they have a very goofy expression on their face. So far, it's starting to look like Hiccup. Alright, let's take a look at this. This is also a good way if you want your doll to be in a certain scale, because different faces use different scales. Like a doll she head looks totally different from a Volk's head. This is a good way to make them kiss. They look like they're in pretty good proportion with each other. She has a really short lip and a very upturned nose, so I might just make that a little bit shorter. This a little bit higher. Turning into more of a how-to instead of a documentation of just me working on shit. Right now he's got a nose, like I said, he looks like Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. Totally not intentional. No, I haven't been staring at the art book for this movie at work because someone brought it in and distracted me. Alright. So now to add a little bit of clay. And I think I left the oven on. So we can pop the sucker back in there. When you want to dry paperclay really fast, if you don't want to just leave it there overnight or whatever, especially if you live in a really humid environment like Kansas, where I used to live, you can pop it in your oven for about half an hour at 250 degrees. It's about half an hour for every, I'd say, 1/4 of an inch of thickness. Since he's already kind of got upper lip. We'll just kind of stick on the lower one. Usually I don't try to make any kind of features out of the... Oh, look at that, he's got a massive underbite now. I don't try to make any kind of features out of the wet paper clay because it just doesn't happen. Burnisher time. Burnisher time, burnisher time. Most people have probably gotten bored and walked away by now. That's fine. I think I must be very boring because I don't think when I give demonstrations people really stick around for the whole thing. Maybe I should tell interesting anecdotes the entire time. Or talk to myself like this. That's soothing and creepy. That's a bit more how I shape polymer clay when I sculpt with that. So there we are. This obviously looks like a guy. Mostly because of the protruding deep forehead there. I'm going to patch a couple of these things. I keep reaching into the bag even though I have plenty of clay right here. This is dry on dry, so it might not stick very well, but it should be okay. Chin's a bit uneven, but I think it'll be okay. Ta-da! Alright, these can go in the oven for half an hour. Out of my hair. Meantime, I thought I'd just show you the hand. This is Lagoon's hand. I miscalculated on the length, so she's got a little bit of wire sticking out, but since first I'm going to do a junk cast and a final cast, it should be fine. That's mostly sculpting with sandpaper, not so much with anything else. You see right there, I need to take my sandpaper a little bit more. She kind of pick nose. Anyway, alright. I'm going to pop Mr. Head and refrain from calling him Hiccup anymore into the oven.